Yes, ma'am. What did you say? It can be. There are rabbinical dynasties. In my case, Certainly. So it can being a rabbi can occur familially through a rabbinical dynasty. More often in today's day, particularly outside the Hasidic world, it will be generally a professional in society or someone who grows up in what's known as a yeshiva. A yeshiva is a Jewish school, Jewish day school generally, um, where you study Torah and Talmud uh, throughout your upbringing from anywhere from like K through 12 generally. And then from there, you can take that knowledge and become a pulpit rabbi, so to speak, a rabbi of a congregation, or you can. What up, Mason? How are you, Mason? Anyway, so in my case, uh, really the people in the community suggested to me and then started joking to me and then eventually gave me the nickname and said, you need to study under the rabbi. And so I did. And then I also studied under some of his colleagues, particularly Rabbi Yehuda Oppenheimer, for a year during the pandemic while he transitioned to Israel. And I have found great amount of knowledge in the path and the journey I've taken. I'm excited to turn 40 one day, God willing, because that's when I'll be able to open myself up to some other types of learning, particularly Kabbalah. And I'm excited as well to perhaps teach. But I'm a learner. I mean, the term rabbi simply means teacher. So it depends on where you are. So and who considers whom a rabbi. So within the most conservative Hasidic worlds, they don't consider, and really at points in my life, I had been like this, women as rabbis. Now there is some flexibility in that that's coming in the modern Orthodox world, but there's no like one set way. Judaism lacks a single determining leader. So each congregation and each community kind of sets their own ways. So things happen a lot slower than generally happen in some other organizations. That's correct. So you will actually have a lot of in the community where you'll have some people who consider women to be rabbis and other people who don't, and they sit exactly right next to each other every single week, and they might be married. So you might have a wife who considers women to be rabbis and a husband who doesn't, or a husband who does and a wife who doesn't. And that's just one of many different of the subjects that can be divisive, but things are changing, and that's a good thing. And this person, I have them muted. They were kind of being rude earlier, this VMR or whatever, and the Russian person. Mason Mochi, how are you? Wow, you're excited. Good for you. So, Mason and Mochi, how long have you been in the community? How long is that? Okay, that's fine. So yeah, and then in today's day and age, people are less moving towards the traditional yeshiva route and more developing secular education, perhaps in addition to the yeshiva route. And then there are people who pick it up later in life as well. People who have a career and then become middle-aged and find they may have more time, or they're more uh, they long for some kind of higher spirituality and higher knowledge. And many people later in life decide to become a rabbi and do the necessary studying. And it's becoming more and more of an option for women as well, even in more conservative circles. It's a great question. Sure. So I would say that there is a balance between modernity and orthodoxy, which I feel modern Orthodox fits pretty well, and that will be able to bridge some of the gaps traditionally. It just will take perhaps a few generations. So let me explain. If I'm able to say to a congregation, traditionally, I think we can all agree that generally we were men and women for our entire lives, and we had X and X chromosome and X and Y chromosome, or there might have been some rare cases, and we discussed those in Talmud and what to do in those situations. But essentially, we're at a point now where people will, probably in a generation or two, be able to have some kind of change if they want and undergo that, and it will be nearly seamless. Now, people may say, what about your cells and the mitochondria in the chromosome? I mean, you can't change that. Well, every cell in the human body, aside from some nerve cells, or I should say some neurons, um, die within 7 years. So there's a complete replication of every cell in your body except for some neurons over the course of 7 years. So that isn't to say that in a generation or two, we might be able to just change yourselves to really actually create you to be somewhat the other gender. Now, people will say as well, what about your bone structure? Men and women have literally different bone structure. That can be changed as well. I'm not someone who's saying that I think this is the greatest idea on earth. I'm saying this is an absolutism. As time continues to move into the future, these types of options will become more common for people. And so I would be able to say to a congregation the entire debate of whether men or women can be rabbis is getting to be moot, where it doesn't really matter anymore. So I would say, and I think this is with the congregation is most certainly, most certainly, and yes, because if not, we will be stuck in ancient times with ancient traditions, and frankly, we will be killing each other. We'll be killing our youth for no reason. And some of the punishments set during the biblical times are too strict for some things. And um, one other thing that is very interesting on this topic and the changing structure of humanity is the idea of mind uploading and the idea of being able to clone yourself or perhaps download your brain into something else. So I think traditionally, this is how Judaism 1,000 years will look if it has some type of look. We'll be moving towards something called monism, which is a complete combination, unification of all religions eventually. And Judaism has done this in the past with other religions as well. It basically absorbs conquered religions and has. And so it may absorb some traditions, perhaps of other cultures, but specifically what you will have are male and female roles like you have in the let's say, traditional Jewish home. However, if you want to have two men playing those roles, that's fine, or two women playing those roles. Really, all it does, there aren't many differences. It's just basically like who helps to prepare at some point aspects of a meal, or like who says the bracha, who says the blessings on things. It's very minor. So if somebody wants to say, I want to play, like you have a lesbian couple and they want to be Orthodox, well, let's say even more strict, because actually in Leviticus it strictly says that sodomizers should be stoned. And so, the punishment is not as severe for lesbians. So let's take men. You have two men who want to be Orthodox. Okay, well that's usually a role of a man and a woman. Okay, well in their household, one of them just will take the male role and the other take the female role. It's not as if it really changes anything. It just would mean one person basically holds the loaves of bread while they say a prayer. It's very minor. Exactly. Exactly. And so there are some aspects of society, of this society, that I envision that will no longer be relevant. Like perhaps, and correct. And so things can be much more asexual and much more gender neutral and much more just person versus he or she, or couple versus man and woman. Snoo, how are you, baby? But you're with your online family now. Snoo, you broke out. You broke up there for a second. You asked to be what? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Snoo. Snoo, can you file for Snoo? Can you file for disability? Well, I know, but we have to be practical. So, Snoo, what you have to do is you have to file for disability. And you're probably like, well, Rabbi, I don't know how to do that. So, what you do is go to ChatGPT, go to your state, and ask it, how do I file for disability in XYZ state, whatever your state is. And it will tell you the steps to file for disability. And you'll probably have to go to the doctor. And from what I know, you get rejected a whole bunch. But if you can no longer physically work due to your back, that is a reason to file for disability. There's no reason for you to try to be a hero. Okay.
a.m. to fucking 6 p.m. I was pretty much walk in or stand in.
Where do you work?
Where do I work?
Yeah.
It's called Averhell. It's like it's a urine analysis.
Oh yeah, that okay.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
urine
No,
collection
I know.
facility.
I know all about it now. I know all about your stories. Absolutely. Okay, so the standing is the issue, right?
The standing in Milwaukee. Yeah.
Okay, well then you need to go see a doctor and you need to get this documented and then you need to file for disability. I know it seems like hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I am telling you that if you know how this works, you may get rejected. In fact, you should probably anticipate getting rejected the first years or so. But if you can no longer walk and can no longer stand, you can't physically do many jobs. If you don't have the job skills or the technical skills to be able to work at a computer, then disability may be the only route.
Yeah. It's a hard journey. I'd like to be able to just, make a few trades and actually make this fucking money.
Oh wait, who's to say that you can't have both? You can still make trades and be on disability.
Oh yeah, I would still keep trying. I don't know. Just don't fucking. Hopefully go down to part-time. Get a little less.
Dog, you're just gonna. No, dog, that's the wrong way to go. You're just gonna give yourself less money, and it's gonna be harder for you to survive. You need to just look up right now in your state how to file for disability.
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out on the weekend.
I mean, look, I'm doing my own thing, and you're bitching and moaning in here. I'm gonna help you. What's your state? And I'll look up the steps for you.
I'm in Kansas.
Okay. What are the steps of filing for disability in Kansas City, Kansas for a back issue? Filing for disability in Kansas City. Hold on a second. Hold on. Why do I say hold on? Because I think I just saw it say Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, no. It had Kansas City, Kansas. Sorry. All right. So here's what it says. Here are the general steps if you have a back issue. But before I read this, you have to be self-sufficient, Snoo. And I know you're tired. I get it. And I'm not going to lean into you. But if you really want to file for disability, here's what you do. Review your eligibility. Confirm that your back issue meets the Social Security Administration's eligibility criteria for disability benefits. Gather medical documentation. Collect comprehensive medical records including diagnosis, treatments, and reports from doctors, specialists, and hospitals that support your disability claim. Determine the type of disability benefit. Decide whether you're applying for Social Security disability insurance or supplemental security income based on your work history and financial situation. So that's either SSDI or SSI. Complete the application. File an application for disability benefits online through the SSA, the Social Security Administration's website, or visit your local office in person. And then they put the link. Provide detailed information. Fill out all the necessary forms accurately and provide detailed information about your work history, medical conditions, and daily activities. Authorization to disclose information. Complete the authorization to disclose information to the Social Security Administration. That's a certain form SSA 827 to allow the SSA, Social Security Administration, to obtain medical records. Attend medical examinations. Attend the medical examinations scheduled by the Social Security Administration. These may be necessary to assess the severity of your back issue. Wait for a decision. The Social Security Administration will review your application, medical documentation, and any additional information. This process can take several months. Review notification. You will be notified of Social Security Administration's decision regarding your disability claim. If approved, you will receive information about the amount of benefits and when they start. Appeal if necessary. If your application is denied, you have the right to appeal the decision. The appeal process involves several stages, including reconsideration and the hearing before an administration law judge. For specific guidance tailored to your situation, consider contacting the local SSA office or consulting a disability attorney. There you go, Snow. That's everything you have to do. That's no, it's not .com. It'll be ssa.gov, I believe. Right. That's right. You're welcome, my friend. And I know I come at you with tough love, but I'm a no bullshit person. If I hear someone needs something, I want to help them. And the way that you can help yourself is by following that list. Exactly what Vamp said. Get all this stuff together as soon as possible. And I can't say it enough. You're going to get rejected, probably. And the reason why I know this is I am a member of the Reddit, like a bunch of Reddit communities, and a lot of times I read, there are ones that come up for disability, and I sometimes read them, and people get rejected for like 8, 10 years. So I'm not saying.
When I was married, my wife was very
Yeah. And what was her reason? There you go. Did she ever get it? Did she have to go to the doctor and all that other stuff? There you go. Word Mockingbird.
I'll be right back. I gotta go through.
Sounds good, my friend. You would really like to see what? I would too. And I'm excited to do it. In fact, when this goes big, one of the first things I want to do is start teaching classes, history classes, conversion to Judaism classes, biblical history classes. Just, I'm really excited for that. Wow. Thank you so much for your kind words. Vamp, that was so sweet. I understood it completely. And anyone else here knows how beautifully it was communicated. And it means so much to me, more than I can communicate back to you. Thank you so much, Vamp. I appreciate it. Well, thank you. I do my best to maintain. You're right. I do my best to maintain objectivity, and I appreciate that. Manly Queen, how are you, baby? What's new in your neck of the woods? Manly Queen, how are your doggies? How are your doggies? All four of them? Okay, let me guess. Louis and Durant. Oh, no way, really? Very cool. Where are Liso and Cooper? Oh, okay. Do they all sleep together or do they sleep separately? Dog pile. Literally. Okay, so I have done, well, I think I'm almost done. Okay, so previously I had one, two, three, like 6 different laptops basically, or Chromebooks that could stream on YouTube. And I've been doing that, now for almost 3 years, which is cool and is a lot of data, but doesn't always impact that many people. And before I was just happy to have like a working internet, but now I have a little bit stronger internet, it seems. So what I've now done, and I just discovered this, is Rumble. Rumble has this feature that allows you to basically take your one stream and exactly. And so I'm now connecting to places of which I'm sure you've never heard. So what are they? Okay, so I'm streaming. So from all of these 6 accounts, before it would just stream from like 6 accounts. Now it's streaming from 60. How? Okay, so these aren't all done yet. And what do I mean? Facebook, I still have to wait a little while to get some of the accounts to be like active. Okay, fine. And then, but Rumble, so I've got 6 Rumbles, 6 Twitters, 6 Twitches, 6, it's called Truvo, like I don't know, it's used in Russia. 6 YouNows, it's used in Asia. 6 D Lives, that's also used in Russia. 6 YouTubes, 6 Instagrams, and 6 um, Kicks. So basically, each one of these has become like a mega power, and this I think so. It'll be like a huge scavenger hunt, basically, or treasure hunt, I should say. And That's right. And I do have some impersonators out there nowadays, so they're pretty easy to tell the difference, though. So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, so now all of these have become like super powerful, and not to say they weren't before in like getting outreach. Now, do I have a ton of people in here talking? No, or at least it's not communicating to me that I do. But I do have like 4 times as much communication in each one of the chats as I normally do, just because you have so many more places where people can see you. So if you're like, man, what are you doing? It seems like someone's taking you forever. You have to understand that this is 60 different accounts and they all have to be built out, which means like, with each account, it's like, put 10 links for like all your other social media. So if you put 10 links for all of those, so that's now 600 links. You have to put a header for each one of them. You have to put a footer. You have to connect them all. Oh my word, it takes forever. But hopefully it'll be worth it, because these will be like, just huge, like streaming beacons, basically, where there's just all this data going out. I hope so. I think so. All right. Just one moment. What's going on? What do you think of our chart? Are you happy with it? Yeah, that's not too big. We would expect that kind of result. I mean, whenever you have such a green candle, you're going to have some type of correction. 12% isn't that bad at all, I don't think. People were anticipating 25%. In fact, I have DMs from people who are anticipating 25%. They still could be corrected. You never know, but it does seem to be a strong gain. Man, the Queen, are you still contemplating that Sproto? That one special one? Have you ever heard of Kick? Have you ever heard of D Live? You know, it is so old, but it still says beta, which makes it, you know, like when something's in beta, it it means that they're like still testing things. Kick has been in beta for 3 years now, at least. It's ridiculous. Well, yes, there's KIK and KICK. That one too. Is that what it is? Well, that's creepy. So
I was gonna go on there and make a Kick account and catch a pedophile.
Oh, dude, I had 28 Kick accounts. I streamed on like all of those minor streams, like when I first started streaming, TikTok, Omelet, Kick, Bigo, just to see what they were all like. And I did not like Kick. I thought Bigo was better than Kick. Do you know what Bigo is? Yeah, it was shady. Anybody who lets anybody on with 26 accounts, it's just shady. It's shady. But has anybody ever tried Bigo? Bigo's not that bad, and it has some nice features where you can literally have a room like this with random strangers coming in, which is actually pretty cool. And it's video. In fact, as I say that, I might do that again. It's cool. It's like have you guys ever seen Bigo?
Yeah, BIGO.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stupid ex-girlfriend is big on there.
All right. Well, no, it's not Bingo. It's Bigo.
Oh, yeah.
You used to use it? What is it now? That's a different one, isn't it? Right. Well, oh, okay. Well, at least Bigo has a nice feature, and they had it long ago, like almost 3 years ago, where you can have 16 people in a video chat at once, and like nobody else allows you to do that with strangers. Yeah, it is cool.
I have a Bigo account.
I do as well. So here's the thing. I never thought it was legitimate. None of my friends were ever on it. I saw Nicki Minaj on it, like the real Nicki Minaj on it once. But aside from that, like I've never seen any other like real influencer on it. Everybody's on TikTok.
Well, they're all hanging out. Snoop Dogg was on it.
Oh, really? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, a bunch of different people. And my ex-girlfriend got to the point where she was making money on that.
No way. I might have to check it out again.
There's like, they'll all do like networking where they'll send each other after. Like, say like, you send me 500 beans and that'll get me to my level because they're all playing for fun.
Right.
Yeah, well, and then it's like, like if you get, I don't know, 100,000 beans a month or whatever, that's like a tier, right? And Bingo will pay you out so much money for each tier you reach.
Right. Now, here's
So they were getting together and giving, like, sending each other beans, like their currency, to up their level, right?
right.
And then Bingo would pay them. And then they would just take those beans that someone sent to them and then send it back to them.
I got you. Just a game in the system. Well,
Special. On a certain day, people will get 70% of the so that's when they will come in, girl beans, like 2x, 3x, they all fucking sit and that shit all fucking make a lot. One girl I know on there, she makes them like ridiculous per day.
yeah. Do you ever hear that Rabbi Finkelstein interview? Oh, that shit is crazy.
I did. I saw a study where they were hot dog. Hot dog. So I'm thinking like
Word. And then they also have at Subway, they tested the tuna at Subway and none of it contained any fish.
I remember hearing about that. It's fucking great.
Wood pulp. Yeah, it's like 49% wood pulp. Word mockingbird. Absolutely. That's true too. Can't escape it, dog. That's true.
Flight was absolutely dominating the fight. So he's got his name Johnny Hoffman. Love the guy, super nice guy, still talk to him. Never won a fight again. But it was a good loss. And I got one real loss, man. And I got one. I lost to myself. I lost to the fucking mental. I lost before I got hit. So just. This episode is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. This month it's all about St. Patrick's Day. So to help get into the spirit of things, I want to share a fact. Did you know that the odds of finding a lucky four-leaf clover are 1 in 10,000? It's pretty difficult. Unfortunately, if you're looking at higher, you don't need a four-leaf clover. Don't need any luck. You just need ZipRecruiter. And you can try it for free right now at ZipRecruiter.com/Rogan. Any gimmicks or leprechauns lead you to find a goal, or in this case, top talent, because they have powerful matching technology that shows you qualified candidates as soon as you post a job. And once you review those candidates, you can invite your top choices to apply, which encourages them to apply sooner. If you're curious to see how much ZipRecruiter can help you, today's your lucky day, because remember, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Rogan. In fact, 4 out of 5 users will try ZipRecruiter, getting a quality candidate in the first day. Once again, to try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Rogan. That's ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. A lot of us live our lives wishing we had more time. The question is, time for what? Time is unlimited. How would you use it? If I had an extra hour in my day every day, I think I would practice archery or shoot water jokes. I'd do something. I'd find a way. But I'd love an extra hour. It would be nice. The best way to squeeze that special thing in your schedule is to know what's important to you so that you can make it a priority. And therapy can help you figure that out. A therapist can guide you through the process of defining your values and understanding your priorities so you know what things you can spend your time on that will really fulfill you. Otherwise, you'll always be wishing for more time. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp offers convenient, affordable online therapy that comes to you. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. And switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Learn how to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JRE today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JRE. In a very good spot. I want to talk to you about like where you fit in. She's moving through because you're like, what a role model concept. Like you're a guy Jack against a fight. He's going to put you into great places. And you're in that conversation. So you can fight in the title. That's what I'm saying. But I'm going to be smart, man. That's all the something I fight every day. And the reason I keep bringing it up is because I'm going to fight. I'm going to win. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to have vacation. I'm going to settle some things I got to do myself. And you feel like that's something that you want to do. Yeah. When you say, do you work with anybody? Therapist? So I just have a lot of people that I talk to close. I've tried therapy 3 or 4 times, and I never really got a benefit from it. I don't know, it's just because I haven't got the right one. Or they haven't been able to get through me. Like, I'm not a person where I'm an older person, like I can talk about these things, right? I'm not making up something else. I'm still emotional. Just because you're listening doesn't mean that I trust you with what I'm telling you. I mean, for you to give feedback and me to receive it where I think, okay, let me apply this. So sometimes I feel that therapy is just another fucking being telling another person, hey, you shouldn't feel like this, but or you should try this, try that. That's why I love cars. I love cars. I love nature. I know. So it takes time because I haven't taken a vacation since I've been in the UFC.
you're obviously very good. You're obviously a hard worker. You're obviously very successful. You're obviously devoted to your job. Someone can probably help you develop the tools to that side. It's never going to go away. It's always going to be inside that monster. It's always going to be a cage. And I'm okay with that. It's forgetting. You're not going to forget it. You're never going to forget it. You're never going to forget it. The key is not letting it consume you all the time. And that is where something can probably help. You're never going to forget it. There's a monster that's going to be inside of you. You never inside of you. It's just not to not live with it all the time. Very, very beneficial for you. Because then they will get all the positive attributes that come from having a love job, which is this unstoppable drive, this machinery, you can unleash inside the optimum, very different. It doesn't consume your everyday life. It's not something you have to think about all the time. You get more positive things, expansion. And I think you're very capable. It's just so many people, rightly so, well, on the horrible experience of the job. There comes a time that's not serving you anymore. It winds up where even with success, you're still there. Even in success, you're still there. And success, you're still there talking about limited bad there, that we no longer allow because it's sort of what we talk about. Yeah, I would say I'm a Rothschild fan. One of those trainers in the life is our lives. I can talk about it now, and I can do strong emotions. I knew my dad now was somebody, like I said, I don't respect him as a man. So I think he's the definition of a man. So to me, there's something that teaches your kids using those tools in the house. I forgive him because I think it's beyond his help because he never had help. Because he never settled with his. Now that is a man that has aged terribly and come through his past and his even that he's never let go. I don't want to be like that. I'm already not like that. I'm Joseph. I'll even get through the fifth. And I'm going to be last. Because I think I need to make a lasting impression for my name. College educated, including me. So, because I don't know if I want to go to college to get some good degree. And, watch podcasts, the Joe Rogan podcast, Mr. Education. It brings a lot of, your podcast brings a lot of diversity, a lot of, you have to be open-minded to listen to every episode, right? There's a lot of different perspectives from a lot of different successful people, right? So, but now I'm really big on listening to people that have been through traumatic things. I can listen to a lot of arguments that have spoken, like Nicholas Irving, the first Black American sniper who had like 33 confirmed kills or something like that. I'm watching this documentary and hear the trauma that he's going through and the things that he's done and how he is still making a good impact with other people. You know, that's a powerful dude. And my life is very common across the world. And unfortunately, it's very common. So I think I find that you always hear me say that you recognize love after neglect. I'm going to be an inspiration for the kids that it's like, hey, stay in this. That reconciliation is that stop shooting and quitting. It's in wrestling, or it's in soccer, or it's in basketball. Keep going. I used to get laughed at my whole life. I would sit at the cafeteria and stop sitting. Every day when I wrestled during lunch because kids would laugh at me every time I saw them in UFC. Everything is started, it's like they giggle at it. So I just put myself in a better situation. I didn't like this friendship. I got out of it. I moved to a place where I could pursue fighting. I found people that were chasing things themselves, right? So I think it's just about putting yourself around the right people and constantly wanting to evolve. If you stop evolving, you pass away. That's it. You watch documentaries about access to always talk about it because when I drove that team, I was not in USC, and I don't think a lot of people had a lot of faith in me. Coach Johnson really never charged me anything, and I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it if he did. And I mean, this was before I even got the second surgery. He cornered me, and I feel it. Like I can look at them and know that they get emotional too. Like we're fighting for something big here. I'm fighting to change my life still. So there's a big fight coming up this weekend, obviously. Sean's triple manager because I see that's your division. Yeah. Both very beatable. That's my thing. I like Sean Sharp. I like Sean Sharp. I like DDP too. I'm going to go the American way. The American way keeps it here in America. But Marcus is he's a very unorthodox power puncher, but there's a lot of other things to clip him. He doesn't have a great chin, and he can take a shot, but I don't think he's fought anybody that can test his chin. So, besides, I'm sure let me shut up before I get hated already. Whitaker was done, but he had Robert's number, man. He had a good plan. He's deceptively technical. Yeah, he's just exactly. So he knows where. I think he's a guy. Let's put it this way. I think he's a guy that knows where he's good at. He knows how to get there. And that's why he comes out because he knows how he's going to win. Also, like yourself, he's very good. I can see him personally. Yeah, I can see him. Hey, you know what? I watched this video right here. And he's not. He's a smart guy. And I have respect for him. I have respect for all of them. Yeah. I mean, this tries, man. There's some dumbass people in this town. Yeah, not at the top. They don't get to that level. Yeah. You have to have some. Yeah, 100%. Sean has a lot of coaching. Yes. I have a lot of respect for Sean because Sean, when I fought Jerry was in the back, and even before I was in the UFC, he said, "Hey, you want to coach trainer?" And I said no because I knew that he was a man. I don't like training people that I don't have to fight. I got respect for him like a senior. I go like listening to him talk, and he sounds like a drunk person to me, but so I'm not looking at that like. But he's done it. It's amazing. Look at what he's done. He's not a style there. Like you're a style, and it's the orthodox that works for him. He knows what he's good at. He's confident in what he's good at, and he's put himself in fire with some other guys to figure out that didn't work. So, yeah, I mean, I do think that DDP has the bigger advantage in this fight. In the way that Sean has been checked a few times. And I think, competitively, I think that Sean is the easier guy to do. He's a hard guy to hit. When you hit him, he reacts with him. And I think a style like DDP is perfect for it. I think it's unorthodox. Like Sean, he can be standing right there in the range, and he knows how to adjust this. He hit his hands with his arms. He lifts his leg, he teeps you. He's standing straight up. It's really strange. And he's actually a hard guy to keep down. I think people underestimate Sean Sharp's jiu-jitsu. It's very good. Yeah, I mean, they're both good, man. That's why fans think they're both good. But, he shocked me. I was surprised that he did it the way he did. I didn't count him out, but I didn't have a way. I mean, I definitely thought that it was going to be close. It was going to be tough. I really did. A lot of people counted him out and played up crazy, bro. This guy's not. I think it was 20-2 or something like that. Man, this dude can bring it. Like, he's going to make it a dog fight. I don't care how technical you are. Somebody makes it fun. You're good. That dude lets down. You're not that technical. So, yeah. I thought it was very impressive. I was sick. I was seeing it. Yeah. And I got to see it, man. I keep hearing that. I want to see it. I mean, what you've seen. You started in cutting in 218. Oh, wait, start my cut fight weekend. I'll be like 208. Okay. time to not be disrespectful of like a guy as big as Johnny Walker or somebody like that. You know, around Goliath, the big guys. I think a lot of people underestimate that. There's no density that comes with a certain size to it. Yes. You know what I mean? I have to frame myself a little bit muscular than these guys. I have to frame it. And take like 6 months to a year to build myself. Do you find it increasingly difficult to target that? I do. It's a little cool. It's a shock. So you're definitely not 208 the week of the cut. Joe, and I'm already and are you using, who are you using to do this? Are you using a nutritionist? I used the guy Castro with USCPI, the great trials. Can we use the PRs? But I don't like I keep them updated with all the content coming there. But I don't do like, I don't know if I don't want to live there. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I do my cut, like I know my body really well. I get down. It's just, is your cut primarily sauna or do you like run like street fights? Yeah, I get the sweet sweat. Do a couple rounds of hat work, get the sweat forward, do a couple rounds down. Wrestling drills, and then we're doing a couple rounds of just taking very little water, and proper nutrition, and things like hunger and shit like that. Yeah, I do. I've been getting better and better, but it's still hard. It's still very hard. And do you have any protocols for rehydration? Yeah, so I've been drinking whatever the UFC gives me, like their rehydration, and then I'm going to go liquid. There's too many potassium intakes, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple drinks that I drink, but it's just like a repeat electrolyte, trying to get that back in here, trying to get as much sun as possible so I can hurt. What do you try to do? Whatever my body's happy at, and I don't want to drink more than this. So I feel so happy. I don't want to get early 210. So I blow off. So when I fought Gerald, I was heavy. I think I was in a school when I walked into the cage. By the time I faced off with him, I think I was like 203 or 204. So I was like, I'm going to go quick. And I'll wake up the next morning and it goes right back to where it needs to be. So I have a good system, and I think it's only going to get better. But, man, I'm not going to put it out there, but I've never had a sweet camp. This is going to be no different, but this is where I've been built higher. And I think, Jack's a good dude. The area, it's a tough fight. I don't know if they say that I'm good kids. We talked to us like really kind of and everybody across the states has been sick as fuck. And so I've been going as far as to say somebody's fucking poisoning us. There's no way that everybody I fucking know got sick at the same time, and everybody's sick for 2-3 weeks. I don't know where it's going. It's the winter. I know a lot of that is but especially when you're doing it. I take vitamin D. I take vitamin K, vitamin D, and I take magnesium because when it's cold, so you take magnesium and take shit. Do you take like a sweeter nutrients to introduce forms of energy to take this? So I just have a morning routine of everything I take. And I got it from the USDPI. They gave me a sheet, and I've been doing it for long enough now. It's like I know what I need. So USDPI is a great resource. It's a great resource. So when they first built it, I was like, really? I was fucking blown away. When I was out there for Brendan Allen, I had never been to the cafeteria. I always heard people talk about it. Like, where the fuck is it? Like, I never knew how to get to it. Oh man, I'm so upset. I was so mad at myself. I've been in this shit for a year and a half, and I didn't know the fucking cafeteria. Everybody's going to love me. Super healthy food, amazing state-of-the-art facility, best stuff for recovery, best stuff for training, amazing coaches. You know what I was saying? So I think it's a great place. I'm not comfortable training in a place like that. Really, like a fucking, I'm a ratchet. I'm where I get sweatpants on. It's like, I'm keeping any fun Drago. Yeah, fucking Siberia. down to me, Joe. I got a order ring to track my sleep, right? And someone that made that like important to me was Sean because I fucking sleep so hard. But now I'm so conscious about it. And Sean's taught me so much, man. Sean has taught me so much. That's a guy that leads us to that. I've never seen somebody train that much. Like, I picture him as like a fucking disgruntled, old, mean motherfucker. Just like, I am fucking happy. Like, he just didn't do anything fun. But that's not true. He does fun shit. He loves working out. Me, it's my job, and I love working out. And that's not all I want to do. I want to fuck up sometimes race and ride bikes and strong execution. He's to get on the sauce when he's down to get go fuck people up. Well, I mean, you think about beating Craig Jones, go down to the match. Yeah, they didn't have heroes, but that's just he was small on that. But beating Craig Jones is a heel check. You know, yeah, that guy is elite in terms of just trained grappling. For him, the guy was trained MMA, fighting in the top echelon of the UFC, fighting against the best of the best. For him to go and beat Craig Jones in straight up grappling matches, that's incredible. I love, right? So this is exactly, it is incredible. And that's that Phil Rodeo. He bailed out of the bet. He was supposed to, this was years before I was in the UFC. You know, I met Phil Roth playing with Randy Brown on Call of Duty. Yeah, playing Call of Duty. That's great. Randy Brown's out. I trained Randy Brown too. But yeah, no, I was so confident in Joel being in that match because, like I said, I'm going with Corey Anderson. I'm going with some heavy big dudes. I do well. I can hold my own. I do more than that. Right? Like, and never hit. I've never run. I'm lucky if I take this motherfucker down like once a month. I can't do it. Yeah, I mean, I'm going out. I'm being grappler. And you really saw that in the Kelvin Wrestling. Kelvin Pro Wrestling. He was all over Kelvin. Kelvin's like a hit or miss, man. It's so weird. I think Sean, Kelvin should have been a welterweight. He should have been, but like, did you see the way he was falling? It looked like he just couldn't. Like, it looked like the second shot he took, like, picked him up, or like, there was something that was so like down. I mean, so I'm going to 3 or 4 meters. It's fucking crazy. He just had a world class Curtis. He's had awards. He's a good Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis is great. It's a Miami beast. You know, it's good fight. And it's just, Calvin. I told Calvin one time to go to this. You're 170 now. Outside, and it is a really big 85. Coach John did everything. Coach John was just a striking, right? And obviously that's what it lost the fight. But the dude shot one time. Right. He shot one time. And that was it, you know. So I think Sean is a mental block, and I think Sean's more like an introvert. He keeps things to himself. He's very like his private life, and I have to respect that. Whereas me, I'm outspoken, and I'll say what I'm feeling. And I said it in the weekend where I was fucking sad as shit when I fight. I didn't turn it on until I started walking. And actually, that's not true. I didn't turn it on until I saw it fucking like doing all this like dancing shit. He takes it off, and then that's when it turned on, right? But some people just can't turn it on. I think it was one of those times where they just wasn't. They keep it doing good. Again, it was a back and forth in the first round. It just goes up. I'll give credit to them all. He's a tough guy. He beat my teammate off. No, but he is tough. I hope he gets the my feelings for him aside. I hope he gets. He's like, how can he not? I don't understand that. How is he in a discussion that he doesn't get into? I mean, listen, if I was your mom, you're upset, right? Like, I got punked in fucking half last night. I lost that fight. Yeah. Like, let's run it back. Yeah. I don't know. Leon's like you were saying, he's not going to get in shit. It's just weird. Like, about not getting it. I think he deserves it or some shit like that. I think that was what he was about to fight for me. Like, they were saying, oh, he's going to be next. And he was saying, like, he doesn't deserve it. Or the only way I can see him saying that is if he thinks that they points and the last time that he would say that he's not so up to this. But who else next? There's no one else there. Shavkat? Well, Shavkat needs to return. Like, he went to that fight with Wonder Boy fucked up. He's really doing kicks. Yeah. And then you have, well, I think, look, everybody's aiming to try to get Conor. Right? And welterweight, listen, bro, he's small. I understand. Wouldn't you take it just for the money? I mean, that's what Leon I feel. If I was there, Leon would feel like he has a big advantage. You know, he's a legitimate welterweight. And then he's doing so many things. You talk Conor into that. But Conor and Chandler is interesting too. You know, I guess it's actually going to happen. I said it's going to happen your way. Which is banana. Listen, somebody said something to him about, hey, like, we got a no name in me. I would fight Conor. You will fight 85. Shit, man. Change my life. I'm gonna fuck you up. Fuck that dude up. He's fighting Chandler, the 85. Just not the 85. I'm not used to it. Just the casuals. Like, the colors we classed. Like, what? You gotta tune out the casuals. You're gonna have conflict in your past. So that's what I struggle with. My past, I'm cool with whatever. It's not like I don't think about it as you read comments. Sometimes, because so I'm like, sometimes, Joe, bro, hey, Joe, you know, it pays me sometimes. Does it really? It does. It does. You need motivation. I think, I do, because I don't always want to fight at it. I'm not fighting at anger in the past. I have that anger because it's just, bro, I'm bred like that. Right? As you know, I'm fighting out of ambition. Fighting out of ambition, just all my biggest drive is, like I said, that dream heart, that dream house, that love, that travel life. Like, I want to live life. I don't want to see the world like they did. I'm scared of I'm scared to go home and never see what this world has. I mean, like, your sights wise, like, Ireland, Switzerland, I've seen places here. And I see those things. Yeah, I really believe it. Right? I don't really know this. I did almost fight over Guinness. I tried to get him to come to the gym. I was like, man, this would be great fucking content, right? Like, but then I was like, man, it's Corey. And I actually think the guy wouldn't follow through. He was that fucking stupid. There's a lot of the dumbest things. There's so many videos of guys showing up at gyms. I'm on the internet trying to get head kicked. I was watching recently with some guy who went to a one-time gym, do a hit on a leg kick, and then fucking shit him in the head. Brutalized by the leg kick. He got in right, and then step back, boom, head kick, fly behind him. That's hard, right? Like, that's hard, right? Like, sometimes I'm petty, like, I went back after I beat him cool, and I was like, yeah, talk that shit now, like, say something. And I mean, just to those few, I seen 3 particular comments saying I did. And I went back. That's so great. Yeah, well, I'm an elephant, bro. You better get it. One thing you get taught to deal with, right, is what to say, what not to say. You always get there. Like, you don't fuck up all year. We're talking about a single thing. Because I have our beliefs, right? We stay in the safe space. We can talk about, there's plenty of things. You don't talk about politics. You don't talk about people's parents. You don't talk about religion, shit like that. You know what I mean? I would say don't talk about other people's parents. Yeah. Politics and religion. It's just kind of like, and if he says you should, if I gave the well, that's the thing. If I get my political view on this, it's like, it opens up a door. Not, you'll get a lot of people that people that opens up the door for all these other ones. It's such a diverse, like such a controversial argument. It's like I have this conversation with you all day long. I got my beliefs. I think you know where I'm at, but it's like, it's just certain things. This is a very divine country. You're still good. I'm 56. Never done my that's crazy. You fucking figured it out the first time. You're talking about me being big, you fucking liar. I stay out there. TRT and a lot of vitamins. I'm always doing something. I'm very active in taking care of my body. You wish you fought? No. I wish I had anything. I had kickboxing fights, I trained kickboxing fights, and I had about 100 kickboxing fights. And I have seen your folks just been a bad kid, bro. I unfortunately also came up in a gym that didn't spar smart. We sparred hard, we fought. It was like a lot of knockouts. When did you start? I started martial arts when I was 15. That's when I started seriously. I took a little bit of it before to karate when I was 14. When I was 15, I became obsessed. And, just wasn't really good at anything other than art. Wasn't good. Was a good artist. There was nothing that really made me feel like I was a special person until I started doing martial arts. And then I started training. And I became obsessed. I was training every day. I was in really good tournaments. And then I realized, like, oh, I'm not a loser. I just never figured out what to do. And now I found a thing to do. And I know that if I just work hard, I can be exceptional. I can get better at it. But I was also, when I was making the transition to kickboxing, this is 1988. And in kickboxing, I wasn't a good boxer. I didn't have a lot of boxing experience. And some of the guys that I was training with were going to box. This one kid that I was champion. He beat the guys. He has Howard Davis Jr. This guy that's I fought yes. And he told me on my neck. Yeah, well, he did it. But when I was watching those guys, one thing I was thinking, seeing guys where I knew from my video down, we were slow rating, the slowness to it, thinking, and I'm just seeing people just spar, they thought being a gym, and there's a lot of that in the early days of MMA as well, particularly shooting the box, those guys just beat the fuck out of each other, like the vintage fighters, those guys beat the fuck out of each other. There's a lot of camps they even now damage. They're talking to Shark about this too. They're training like Chicago, man. Those guys that I think they beat the fuck out of each other. And see the damage that you take in the gym, that shit counts. It's real. And in that way, I'm glad I did because I started seeing this. A lot of headaches and that kind of shit early on. I was like, there's no future. I didn't have a future in fighting. There was no, it didn't exist. So when the UFC came along, which was 1993, I heard it's not fighting. There's going to do instead of God. But I was like, oh, this is it. It's only good now. Because back then, it was always like, how do you make a living as a martial artist if you want to compete very small money? You go to school. All you do is teach at school and then compete in tournaments. And then when the UFC came along, also, you realized that how much of what people were doing was nonsense. How much of it what people were doing was wasting time. So that's how it was when Eddie was coming up. It was like all type of training. Yeah, and that's how when I seen it. My dad used to be the way to get to wrestle against 6 years. I remember my head was bleeding. I'm sure that probably was, man. That kind of training that teaches you how to be tough and how to deal with real fight definitely get more comfortable really throwing. But the consequences of those shots that you receive in trade are legitimate. You know, Jerry Quarry, the famous boxer from back in the day, just crazy tough dude. Just walk forward and just 8 punches to beat it, just tough dude. Well, he had a bunch of fights, and at the end of his life, he was a vegetable, which was really cool. Well, his brother all had like more than a fight. His brother never his brother just he was all from just gym. I was watching this video last night on talking about Fred Benitez during his day was just insane. Was 17, he was a world champion. Shortly after that, so he's an incredible defensive boxer. It's so hard to see. Yeah, I asked Fred over Benitez. So that's exactly another reason, right? Like you were talking about, you're talking to around now. I can go into that shit. I don't like that stuff because that sits exactly to how you fucking vegetable, right? I'm not knocking our pay, but we don't make what any other professional athlete makes. Well, you do at the high end, right? Yeah, you know, 3 fights in, unfortunately, we get beat. I don't know, but I was told that the guard one of the person is in my division, and I don't know who it is. I don't know, but obviously this is a shit to my game. Which you know, is crazy. It doesn't do anything to me. Like, I don't feel like I think DC did what they did at first, but I made my debut. And I got UFC with a weight on my shoulder. And there's another way that comes on, right? Expectation and things like that I hold myself to. Right? I don't give a fuck if there's 1,000 people, if there's 0 people, if there's 50,000 people. It doesn't phase me. I don't care. I'm so locked in your face. Like, that's what I want. Like, you are the second half of my paycheck. And I think sometimes that's where you have really talented guys that don't know how to get past the lights, the cameras, the big moment. So you see it all the time. You got strikers when they make the UFC debut. Some guys just rise to the occasion. You see them build they go on the champions. There's other guys that can be worked by all the hits. What's crazy is like the moment it hits you, like it's a weird feeling. It's so different, even for me sitting as a fan watching. Like you don't realize what that person's going through. You walk out and it's like a cold sweat because it's fucking big as like AC. It's like a cold sweat and it's kind of hot, and then you fucking realize when you're in there, it's like everything's like so amplified. Like, fuck, man, I'm hitting in the face, buddy. But then that's where you make that decision. Like once that finally hits your brain, which we all have it, you either can hone in on what you're about to do, or you can hone in on the fact that like you don't feel like being here. Like, one of the things that I've come to terms with is I think that changed my trajectory. just a scary fight to take because he was technically behind me, and yet all knockouts, right? So there's that in the back of your head. There's that weird like, shit, like he couldn't anyway, right? But and at the same token, I just kept it very small. Like I didn't buy into that. I was like, bro, you're a big short guy that is coming up to weight people. That's my opinion. He should be once 100%. He's not going to that. He doesn't. He's not going to win this guy. He's a big, smart, fighter style. He's a fire hydrant, right? Like he is a big man at 170. I just think he's lazy. That's my opinion because the fact that I took you down that easy, the fact that I kept you down that easy, that took it were amazing. I thought I think the slam was and then he got slammed again. There's such a it's hard to I'm advocate at times for multiple classes. I think the challenge with 70 and 85 is too high. I think the challenge with 85 and 205 is way too high. 20 is still there's so much. I mean, obviously Pajeda pulls it off, but he's 95 being a sweet ass. I think you get the perfect, you get the height, and so it's funny, every fighter will contest the same thing, divisions and best, but I think the perfect athlete is my size. The height, the power, the explosiveness. If you can, I think I like a goal like that, and that you get a taller guy, and he's not the tallest, right? But even a Paul Costa, you look at that, right? Like I think that's the perfect mix between not too tall, just the right height, big, explosive, high volume, high heavyweights. Yeah, like still crazy. Yeah. But that's just me. I see that argument. 85 is obviously very deep division too. Because there's a big size difference between 70 and 80. It's a big difference, which is the Calvin argument. But then when Calvin went down to 170, it sure was short. 172 his back. So it's 2 people back. Sure, but no. Brady, he has no problem. He's just chest big and legs. It's insane. His back is like layers of insane. Yeah, it literally his lats like sit. He's making so much what you call consuming power. Yeah, so that's exactly it. This fucker, when he gets you with something, you think, man, he's sweet and everything he's got. And he just keeps going. Flying back. It's like these layers look like very awesome. He's like off, it's ridiculous. This guy's extra back on top of his back. It's, I don't know what the fuck that is. He's done this more than me, so I was going, fuck yeah, it's a great fucker. But you look at a guy like that, that's a legit 170. Look at that guy at 170 is a fucking cannon on force. Like Kamara Usman at 170, that's a great force. And if you got a free 70 up, and you got Randy Brown. Oh, that's tall. He can box, man. Box, I'm saying, man, like, he's got to swing bombs overheads. He's got to reach you. I think they had Jalen Turner's not one with that. He did 155. I was so, I love Bobby Green. I watched him for years. I'm so mad at that. That was horrible. He did a job. That referees, they never should stop that by 10, 15. I don't know what happened. Jeez, they're good. I don't want to say that, but ordinarily it's good. I don't know what happened. But people fuck up. They make mistakes. Yeah, give a guy a chance. You think the guy's going to survive. It's like we were watching those movies because it's a tough job to be in. Like, to know when to call it because you don't want to take that opportunity from somebody. Yes. What was the one thing? Yeah, man. I was watching it. I was like, yo, like, what the fuck is the drop? So, and you have to show the ability to cut it. Yeah, I'm ready to play his out. I'm not sharing here with that, man. That's why I had that real when he's screaming out and I'm the truck, like, bro, how funny was Jamal Hill, like, Yuri did that thing, like he was out there, I'm coming. Oh, yeah. It's like, was it that thing she said? Talk what she said. Jamal Hill was cool. He's hilarious on this shit. I'm excited about his return. guys are very excited. Yeah. I think it means I think he's deceptive for people. So fucking, but he's great. Yeah, he's got snap. Well, when he did the share overnight, that dude, getting out was that's a man. It is that man. Jamal is so good at finding Jen. He's just got this range, intelligence on when to strike and when to he's just there's so many of his fights we watch that he's like a snake charmer. Yeah. Like he knows how to put it on you. Johnny Walker one, like, man, I said that Jamal was in the what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. That is the weirdest fucking knockout I've ever seen. I thought he was fucking he like a bad back. I've never seen something like that. Exactly. All right. The thing is, I get knocked out a lot. That's a thick dude. That's what I was talking about when I was saying I get different about this. He's like, that's a thick guy. That you gotta think Yamaha, which would shouldn't fight his legs up. Yamaha just laid out rocks. And that's another one. I don't like SpongeBob SquarePants. When I was trying to get up to 205, but I was too big. Yeah, it's too big. He's like, that's a giant jump. That's a giant. The thing is, he comes back to 27 or sooner. I think so. I think you see things like that because your body's beat up. Like there's so many camps in a row. He defended his title with a video chance and so active. You're gonna get and then fucking think he just did though, right? He just let that Sean be burnt out. I think it was a little bad, but also I think he thought Sean was on his level. I think he thought he was saying similar to the way he did all those stuff. But he just a piece of art. Sean is so hard to hit. He's so young. They did that thing with UFC with I think it's a mouthpiece for the registers every time you get hit. Sean's hard more than anybody, and he gets hit less than that, which is pretty extraordinary. That style is very city, and it's just I don't do it the same way he does. It's weird to see someone do it at MMA. He walked. It just looks odd, but he also does it. So I think that's kind of like a part of his defense. Like, a lot of people that do the fuck shot like that, like me, sometimes when they get to a certain side, it's like he just kind of stands straight and right. Arms out, yeah. The problem with getting kicks is kick your face off. Yeah, you see Mission Bizarre, that shit's coming at you. I mean, there's so many fucking good fights. There's so many good fights that come up. So, it would open house like the devil aliens. I like watching aliens box. That's a bad man. He cuts the body. He's a bad man. He's a guy that doesn't take you to a giant fight. We got caught. We got that. He still came back to that. That's a big part. I do think that he's a very good fight. I do think that he is. I do. Yeah. We got like a me and Charles. Like a little tiny podcast with picking fights. So this is a situation I want to touch on because a lot of different philosophies. I understand why they respond to that last minute fight against Conor. And I understand why Volkanovski took that last minute fight against Conor. And as a fan, when I was at home and they announced that those changes, I was like, oh shit. But the reality is you need a camp. You are not the same guy with 10 days notice as you are with 10 weeks notice. You are just not the same guy. And when you look at the Volkanovski that fought Makhachev the first time, that was a guy who went through a full fucking camp and was A+, ready to go full gas tank, let's fucking go. The guy, you mentally, yes. You have to go through that suffering to know that you will build strong enough to withstand what you're about to go through. Also, I won't take the fucking short notes. I don't do this shit. I really don't think anyone should. Even though I like them, what they make them. I'm a hypocrite. Because as a fan, I like to see this. You be a hypocrite. I was in Usman's corner. Guevara was my friend. And I said, don't do it. I think you make that kind of camp. In 85, I think he beat that guy. So you look at the third round, who's still strong and kind of and he didn't keep at all. I think there's a difference, a giant difference. It's not like a 5% difference. I think it's like a 25% difference. I don't even more than that. And when you look at Makachev, first of all, Makachev is a fucking monster. He's a monster. You're gonna not want to fight that guy when he's down for a full camp in Dagestan. Ready to go. And he had adjusted to Volkanovski's style. He had a completely good solution. He had a perfect solution. The kicks to the body. He was throwing those kicks to the body. He set up that head kick. He took away Volkanovski's leg kicks from the outside. He took away all the shit that Volkanovski was doing when he was troubling him in the first fight. And he posed as well. And that's often the problem, right? You go, you take a short notice fight, now everybody's saying that guy's got balls. And then that runs off into the sunset. So you got 4, you get past them. Tom Aspinall wins the title on short notice fight. Short notice fight. They couldn't even spar. His rib was all fucked up. He couldn't even train. He couldn't wrestle. And he's fighting Sergey. He's like, he's because they gave crazy punching power. Well, he does have that. Definitely. You also have to look at Alistair. Alistair, I mean, honestly, yes, Alistair did and exposed his wrestling and things like that. Alistair's the guy that's the center of the art. That's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy for legalizing steroids. I was so like excited kind of for that buy it, right? I was like, when him and Brock Lesnar fought, I was like, man, I just remember like the hype video. And I was like, these are two fucking giants. I thought it was huge. But then again, Brock probably should have taken that fight either because Brock was just a few months out of diverticulitis surgery. He had to get his colon or his intestine removed. That guy, man, I've never had anything in the body like that. From Alistair, who's a K1 Grand Prix champion and juice to the tits at 260. Alistair was huge, that dude. He was fucking huge, man. You think that? You think that heavyweight limit should be 285? No. I'd say everything above 330 is because they can go against that motherfucker than me. So let that guy get a single punch. Let that guy get fucked up on the ransoms. I don't think you should cut. I think you should be like a heavyweight boxing. Like when Andy Ruiz fought Joshua. Terrible because he was so fat. He's 280 pounds. That's just what you are. That's it. It's just heavyweight. Heavyweight is heavyweight. This idea of a super heavyweight class, we've never utilized. There's a weight class above 265. Why do you think they should do it? There's nobody there. It's there. Francis came in like a 195 or 175. I don't know. They don't listen to me. If it was me, I would do 2 things very, very early on. If it was my decision, it would fucking throw everything into chaos. Ultimately, be better for sport. Number 1 thing I would do is more weight classes. I'd say minimum every 10 pounds. I agree with that. In lightweight classes, you can go 5 pounds. Look at what boxing is. Boxing is, 126, 130, 135. They go. I think it would be the cleanest organization to have every 10 pounds. Swap it down like 5. There's 4 fucking belts in each weight class or whatever. Well, it's kind of with the UFC. People respect, obviously, Johnny Edwards is like one of the best middleweights on the planet, without a doubt. And unfortunately, he's fighting in Bellator, and the casual has no idea who he is. But that guy's yes. He's made an impact following the same contender series when I worked on RC. I like him. He was a great guy. Unfortunately, he's at the wrong end of the highlight kick from Joaquin beat him with one of the craziest kicks of all time. Jumps back kick was on his left leg. That was wild. That was wild. Joaquin is another one. That dude at 170 is a fucking problem. He's a guy who's a big, muscular guy who decided to fight at 85 and was beating a lot of guys at 85 because he's so powerful. But you see him at 170, his gas tank is crazy, his skills, he's on another level. I know he was salty, I told him in the back. They were talking shit on me when I walked in the fucking PI though. Yeah, but me and Buck, we were cool. But he was like, man, me Joe Piper. I was like, man, fuck Joe Piper. I was like, that's how you feel. Yeah, it was funny. Well, I gave like Joaquin at 170. He's a real force. And I think as seven of the rankings at 170, that's so here's the thing that when I look at a guy like Buckley and Buckley watches this or he doesn't watch this, he gets offended. How does he fare against somebody like you still got Kevin Harlan? Yeah. He did. He went to the shot by. You got things that in all fairness, I think Washington is a way better fight. He's a way better fighter now at 170. Yeah. Now, look, you get better. You keep the dude is driven as far. Yeah. He's constantly training. He's getting better. Everybody gets better, or they don't. And when they don't, you see that too. You see like that. Just a guy like Jeff Neal. Like the deal. I think they would. I like Jeff Neal. Well, dude, Jeff Neal's another guy. Go back and watch his Belong. He stuck Belong back in the day. Jeff Neal was the dark horse when he knocked out Mike Perry when he did the head kick. Jeff Neal, he's a motherfucker. I think he's the one that put Mike Perry's. I thought it was too, but Mike corrected me on mine. It was just like Mike kick. Meanwhile, Mike Perry had a box that gets well hair. Fuck dangerous human beings ever. He said it's specifically designed for bare knuckle fighting. And the guy is, it's funny, neatly qualified for that. Lorenzo Hunt, Yeah, I beat him. Did you check him on contest? And then I made my third or fourth. He says, man, that's somebody's kid. Yeah. I didn't have a single fucking punch. He came out for a wild right hand, took him down, choked him out. He said, that was my first introduction. I was still kind of undersized in the way that he was my first introduction to like an old head. I was like 33, 34, and had like fucking ranch training. You see that motherfucker playing big shit like this, fucking big, he's stout. And I remember fighting was not getting the respect that it deserves. I think it's too brutal for the common people. I'm a big fan of Jim Morris. I love watching those guys too, just because it's such a hard way to do it. It's such a hard way to do it. Bare knuckle boxing is fucking rock all the way. My Perry lost his teeth out as a honestly, Rock is the biggest disappointment to me. He used to be one of my favorite players, and he's just like, I didn't realize how fucking socially stupid he is. And in an interview, it's the worst shit I've ever listened to. You better cover. You don't know what the fuck to say? Well, in his prime, the man was a monster. Yeah, he was a beast, man. Monster in front. When he beat up Chris White and won the title. That was a crazy fight. He just kind of like fell off. And I said, Mike checked this shit. I think Mike wrote it. Yeah, I think Mike fucking wrote it. Well, that was a half loss. To fight this big and short notice and be super cocky. There's a thing about being confident and being delusional or overconfident or not respecting people. And I don't know if that's what that assignment Strickland. I think Strickland was just that good. I don't think Izzy sidestepped as much as we think. I think people don't understand when you're in there and you got a guy that never fucking takes a step backwards. It does not you off. You never complain. Right. So you're not hitting your power shots. You're not doing the damage that you would if you were dictating. You're not going on your terms when you're going backwards all the time. And that's why I think DDP has a good chance, because he's going to fight for that center to walk forward. He's got to walk forward. Shaw walks forward. I just think because DDP kind of falls the first game when he attacks, I think he's going to get Shaw over that area. But we'll see. I'm very interested to see. I think he does well. I think he was fighting of this medal fight. I think that fight was one of the most impressive fights. I do too. I think it was almost all week to be there. Boost comes out in that first round. Just gassed out. He cast out the end of the first round. He was trying to make him loose. Was just so good to take guys out. And he's like, he just put it on Sean. And he hit Sean with fire. He's taking that beats with him. He's going to be lying that Sean just went over it. Yeah, he's boiled. And it's just because he tired. It's crazy when you have a guy who spars as much as Sean does. The bulk of Sean's training, he spars hard. He's so accustomed to that. That's really like a fight all the time. But he knows himself. else. How do you think? Like, he does not have like all those. There's still ranks, right? But why would you take him out of the rankings if he's saying he's not going down to 3 ratings? Because he's not really, right? So, I mean, that's why I'm asking that. Is like, I don't think he's going to settle down either. Like, 3 years is crazy. That would be a crazy thing to do. I mean, unless I haven't talked to him, he may have like a real injuries. Like we said, he fought so much he was active. I think this might happen this weekend. I think maybe 1 or 2 more title fights. Nobody's holding it. I think DDP wins. There's a chance he slides in to fight Dricus. Just because of that outside of it could be. And also Hamza. You got to wonder where Hamza fits in that. I mean, obviously Hamza ain't used to. You think, yeah, well, he's got superstar athlete. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I get like nervous watching him, like excited, because I love watching him. It's his face, it's the way he looks, like smiling. He's like little shit, smiling. Yeah. He looks evil. He's got the look of somebody that like, man, this motherfucker's about it, and he is. He's tough. He's gangster. Man. He goes out there, he does his game. You know, he's not a winner. It's not an injury. I'm sure it's time. Like full-time training. All those current scheduled doesn't make UFC 3. Okay, so let's talk about it today. So it's an easy injury. Does he share injuries? Yeah, I think there's stuff that he's been dealing with a long time to recover. This we try to use against you. So he's not going to tell what the injury is so far recovered very well. If he's got something that's that big, that's either like knees or back or generally, or could be on the joints. Generally, when someone's got a significant injury like that, they need a lot of time off. It could be a back pain. It could be a gastrointestinal or I think that's like I had a lot of struggles with some problems like digit. Yeah, man, I was just out like I had like this crazy acid thing we always started. And so he's needing to get back to the gym training hard, but that may affect that area. And so that's what you'll see 300. But I don't think he's going to be against 300, but it might be a June card with Connor last year. And they're going to need stop that. How do you think that goes here? Well, I don't like it that it's 85. Is it actually confirmed 85? I don't know. I know he said that. He's drinking wine and talking shit with Rolex. That man drinks. That man doesn't do stuff. He looks smart. I don't know. See, that's like, and he's getting older as well. And he's also coming off the sauce. As he gets some sauce to rightly so to recover from that bone injury. It's a significant injury. You snap your femur and your tibia rather than your fibula. You snap those in half and your ankles dangling. That's a long road back. It's been 2 years now plus. And if he really is going to fight in June, and he maybe just doesn't want to cut any weight and walks around at 85. So what I was saying earlier is just 2 things to do. 1 is every 10 pounds. 2, I would try to figure out what's going on. I try to figure out where to get fighters to fight. I think almost killing yourself 24 hours before you fight in a cage is insane. Almost killing yourself by dehydration is insane. I think they should figure out what guys actually weigh where they are low body fat, hydrated, and say this is quicker as this happens because I don't think like they could, instead of having fights scheduled at 155, 170, 185. What about more catchweight fights? What about more guys fighting at what their natural weight is? I don't understand why they don't do catchweight fights because there's so many interesting matchups. There's always the GSP versus Silva versus Silva. But Silva was great to get the weight. Yeah, GSP when he went out to fight 185 and he fought physically. He had to put a bunch of weight on. He was struggling for this. He ate like 6 times a day. He got sick. He was throwing up all the time. He was like trying to eat so much food just to maintain the mass. I think that those fights are siding on super fights where guys go up weight class or down weight class. But I think weigh 185, you fight at 185. Then when I interview you, you weigh 85. I'm like, how? They're ready to get triggered. It's like, how? How are you 185? It's going to get you 7 years 185. And fuck's getting 185. Hey, that's fucking you. It's coming 185. You're not 185. This is nonsense. You're really a 225-pound man. That's me. That's what you are. And that's really the way you should be fighting. And I think guys would fight better. I think they would have a little less deterioration of their endurance over the course of a 5-round fight if they weren't fucking radically dehydrated 24 hours a day. It's just, it's like, that's that. You go more into like, around 80%, walk around 85, I fight 85%. Right, walk around 85, hours, people come down. They talk. She got high right now. Frankie Andrews the last guy that did that. Frankie Andrews the last guy that was a champion that walked around 155. Senior size, DJ Penn, and Craig Maynard, and beat all this guy. That's really not where shit anybody would be. Just really not where it should have been all along. But, trying to convince guys to do that when there's guys like you that are massive for their weight class, it's crazy. You would never do it. They had the weight class. Time fucking take this shit out of the weight class. They should have 185, 195, 205, 15. You should have seen me earlier in my career. Like I said, I was 174 fighting weight. I'm skinny as fuck. I've always been skinny. Yes, and I was like, hey, Joe Piper, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, you should come by my gym one day. I was like, yeah. I was like, I wound up going, I didn't want to, do you do personal training? I was like, yeah, of course. His name's Adam Ferris. He owns the gym called Pursuit. It's right in Washington Township, right around where I live, right here. I worked with him. We didn't do anything crazy, anything hard, or anything. I was skinny as fuck still because I just came off of being, having 2 surgeries and all that stuff. I was still over that. And after I won my 50 grand bonus and I won my debut, I was still super skinny. I think DC interviewed me once, and it was Miami. So from that time, when I won my debut, I was still skinny. And I didn't have a chance to ever have like a power program because I took my fight a month after I won that contract. So, and then I didn't have a chance to have a weightlifting program because I had a comeback fight and I worked my ankles. So I never got a long enough period to grow my body back. And I also didn't have a strength coach. For some reason, I kind of feel like I made it to the UFC in the first week where I made it to the contender series. And I had 3 days a week with a man that I'm on, Sam Morgan. I had a full-time job and do it at 5 a.m. 3 days a week. I wrestled with one of my best friends, literally throwing a wrestler. I know I'm a man experience, and he was like 5'7", and he was just a sauce fucking wrestler. That's it. I literally, and I just want to Corey Anderson once a week. Wow, that's it. That's how I made it. That's how I was making all these fights. I was not everybody else doing it. So now that I have structure, now that I actually have a system with Marquez, I have jiu-jitsu, Jonathan Leonard, I mean, Jared Rothschild, middleweights, finishing highest fucking whatever. I got black. Didn't even come close to me. So my jiu-jitsu is underrated. My wrestling is underrated. But I think it will come to light, with a guy like Jack. But, so you started the strength conditioning. So what kind of stuff do you do? So just then, I was doing a power program, so I do like a 16-week power program, deads, squats, and bench. But the bench is kind of bullshit because I care more about the explosive rep, right? And that's what we care about because I'm just not really going to 75 on the bench and go fight all those where it's just not worth it. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth the amount of pain. Where it just doesn't make sense for me. So I'd be deadlifting, fucking squatting, fucking I always want to fit legs. I've never had it. And then now I start from all sides. I want my back. I've always had a real big back. Like strong back, like wide, and so yeah, I mean, we were doing a power program, and it would go right into like explosive jumps and batter drills, and just doing real simple movements, but a lot of functionality, like a lot of core twisting, a lot of med ball slams, a lot of kettlebell stuff, and Yeah, that's my coach right there, Adam Ferris. Dude, a hole in the wall. Small ass gym. Like, dude, I hate those fucking things so much. And sleeping lit up just yeah. And we would just, but my point is, Joe, I gave myself time after I won the 50 grand. Because then I could afford to eat the way I needed to. That I was going to be evicted from my living if I didn't get side money from paying me a place to live after I won my contract. And then when I got the 50 grand bonus, I was like, I'm going to fucking eat. Like, I get to eat good food. I can buy, food's expensive, so, I took the next 4 or 5-ish months to build myself when I came in against Gerald. Like me out, I just fucking survived, dude. My ego, I was like, yes, fuck, wait, I was called fucking skinny mom. Obviously, we don't know to work with something that you've seen the documentary for all that time. So it's finally, hopefully we get to release it soon. But there's a mission for it. We'll play the trailer and end on this. Listen, Joe, I'm a big fan. I'm fucking wrong for you. I'm so fortunate to be in this situation. Watch this fight. One of my favorite things. I love it. As long as someone fights, to me, it's like, that's what I like to see. I have potential, just like, I see it's right there. Exactly. That's the only thing I'll say. I'll make one of this. You look at Jack, you look at me, Jack's walking into the climb to the top of his been against the best, and he's lost. For me, if you look at him where he is now, coming off an injury, 35 years old, and you look at him and say, hey, this guy can move. I think the general public would say, no, we look at me, there's a lot of question marks. Let's talk to everyone. Someone gets some other good guys. That could be anybody that's that good. So I'm very honest with this, but something on that very soon. So I'm really excited. And thank you for having me on. This has been my whole life has been crazy since I got to stay here. It's awesome. Enjoy it, my friend. Okay, so this documentary coming out. So our fellow friend Alex Davis, we're working on. Shout out to Alex. Can't say it yet. But this was actually filmed by Chandler Henry, who is actually a kid that I went to high school with. So now I got him a job and does this for a living. And beautiful is made by him. So we're hoping really soon. I just can't say yet because that's Alex's job. All right, well, Alex will take care of it. I'll shoot it. So we'll end on this. And this is available online. Watch it. It's, what is it called, Jamie? Official trailer, Journey to the UFC, Joe Biden. Go find it. And February, what is the fight? February 10th. We have in Las Vegas. Need a man from the Apex. Let's go. All right. Thanks, Joe. Since I was Lighting is something that changed. I was understanding how I was extremely being sloppy college kid. Something that I ran away from was shy of 17 years old. They take it out. A lot of the good things come from broken that makes a person come Joe's always tear. And then he gets a call on the team, but it's like, this is Joe's shot. He's got a career in his injury. Joe's had 18 years. In Joe's case, it's the sort of injury that it absolutely I was afraid to be forgotten. And I know that kid went through it. How many people in the audience have seen episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity theft. Over $6 million in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. LifeLock and you identity threats you make this on your own. If you're careful with your personal information, and if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, has restoration specialists ready to help you solve your identity theft issues. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 million protection package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial information, so all you have to worry about is what to do with your tax refund. Go to lifelock.com/JRE and save up to 25% your first year. That's 25% at lifelock.com/JRE. Identity theft doesn't start here. Tap the banner to learn more. This episode is brought to you by Simply Safe. When you want peace of mind, I think the first thing you've got to get is a Simply Safe home security system. It's comprehensive protection for your whole home with cutting-edge technology and 24/7 professional monitoring that'll help keep you and your family safe. The installation process is real simple. You can easily do it yourself or leave it to a professional team. And the best part, in my opinion, is there is no long-term contracts ever. You will always get the protection that you need at half the cost of traditional home security. Experts and customers love these systems. It was even named Best Home Security System of 2024 by the U.S. News and World Report. So if you want to protect your home today, I recommend Simply Safe right now. Listeners to this podcast get a special 20% off any new Simply Safe system when they sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Just visit simplysafe.com/Rogan. Don't wait, that's simplysafe.com/Rogan. Experience. Turn my day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day. Joe Rogan. Austin. I went to Sweat Day. It was Friday. I think it's the best Mexican I've ever had. It was very yeah, that's of course, it Terry B's on the King Day, so it was empty. Sweat Day, East Austin. I haven't seen it. Well, I did in Vancouver. I was in Vancouver. Yeah, they're weird. They never stop. They're still going. Yeah, it's wild. There's the San Francisco town hall meeting. They passed it. Stopped for ceasefire in Palestine. I saw it. Yeah, and so they're all masked up and they're dancing around and they got blue hair. And someone made a caption. This is literally South Park. This is literally an episode of South Park. They look like fucking complete maniacs left in this war-torn, shattered world of the city. Whatever's left is filled with human shit and 10 men dancing around. Pushed out the sea. I was like, who voted for it? Stop it. Like it's a big stop traffic on the other here. It generally does it. That's what Netanyahu was waiting for. He's like, all right, I see the air is down. I got to go too far. Oh, yeah. There's still a traffic. This is serious. I saw in Austin. I saw 3 people I read that people have amazing productive lives and they're not crazy now. They got a full schedule of things to do. A lot of time out of their schedules, which is super healthy. They're all as an alert for the entity next to their very busy schedule. Those people just yeah, that's a better thing. Yeah, those people are just perpetuating the situation of them. The whole isn't right or wrong. It's obviously wrong. Humans have always been wrong when it comes to that. It's always been about power, having more power. That's all it is. That's any international conflict.
This gadget nails. They inside the stars and other possible to open. Now, the open with one twist and pretty much no background at all due to the carbon steel team.
It's not just about Russia and Ukraine, it's about nuclear arms being pushed closer to us. Yeah, there's more to it. There's more to it. Usually that's what it works out. So it's so over there, and it gets that breaker point. It's just wild. Or essentially like hijacking and especially controlling the parts like that. It's weird that they can still take the design. That's kind of an old hustle. It's almost like old radio. It's such an old hustle. You get people that believe in freedom or whatever it is, and then you go, let's fucking shut up and go kick their ass. It's kind of amazing. Given what we know of the true nature of conflict and how still many things are behind the scenes, the force battle, the actual physical conflict. At the end, there's gyms, it's an air conditioned offices, 30 pieces of rags and VHS, human lives. Yeah, they don't fight. They're going to fight. I don't even think I was a good rigs. I'm fine. These things, I was very great. So people, yeah, I'm sick of the can you survive if you're in the front back there? So you got I feel like back then, Satan's been really kicked in. We started gathering together and throwing our shit out. Like actual shit. The human shit. The cities of ancient time before it was built. It's not all horrific. We don't remember. We weren't there. We assume every place is like Target. We assume every place is like a fucking rest stop on the highway. You go and take a shit. No, they were shitting out windows. They were throwing their shit in buckets. There's 20. No. Yeah, he conquered the world. He was over 20s. By the age of 20, he succeeded his father, Philip II, to the throne in 336 BC at the age of 20, and spent most of his ruling years conducting lengthy military campaigns in Western Asia and Egypt. At the age of 30, he had created one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece to northwestern India. He was undefeated in battle and widely considered one of history's greatest and most successful military commanders. He was also a man. That was the way back then. Yeah. Tutored by, those relationships were uncomfortable. Those guys all fuck those kids. But what a huge page. The way you watch, right? Since about the age of 16 until the age of 16, I was 16 years old. I was very kid. 335 BC, shortly have this assumption of kingship over massive campaign. He's trying to control over the next 3 weeks. In India, she said, "I was like, this is your name." So it's not like that. Like everybody, it's a wild shit. It's wild shit. I really understand. I didn't do anything. I was thinking people here to you know, they just really get in trouble. Try one. The other thing we did was create an empire. It was unified. Just typically great. Well, you know, you can't do everything. You can't do it. Did a lot more than a lot of other cultures. 2005 years ago. A lot of that. It's a lot of drugs and democracy. Drugs, pedophilia. Have you ever read that book? It's about the Illinois mysteries. It's this guy, Brian Rothschild. And Brian's been guesting on a podcast before. He's a scholar who is like a straight-laced guy, never does like drugs and stuff. And he, through all of his courses, they were trying to figure out like, what they were doing in this illicit industries. Why were people going from all over the world to have this experience? So they recently discovered that inside this pottery vessels used to contain wine and beer and God is a very potent stuff inside. It's like a problem. It's a crazy LSD. And so they're at the very least, we're taking that in this one spot. And they believe is that all of these transcendent experiences they have as mysteries, they get together, figure out how to solve the world, and let people vote on it. That's all I'm tripping ball. This is my idea shit. It's literally the further ways of democracy. It's literally how we're national for people. They're doing it 2,500 years ago. AG1's been helping me feel healthy for years. If you've been listening to this podcast at all, you've probably heard me talk about it, not just an ad, but yes, my friends. I tell you, AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that supports your body's universal gut optimization, stress management, and immune support. So it really covers all your bases with one drink in the morning. And that's my favorite one. It's very easy. With a free welcome kit, you get everything to start your day with. You don't have to remember 20 different meals or vitamins or something. It's just one scoop of so if you want to take ownership of your health, get started with AG1. Try AG1 now, and you get a free welcome kit that includes a canister and a scoop along with a 1 liter supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Rogan. That's drinkag1.com/Rogan. Check it out. This episode is brought to you by MeUndies, my all-time favorite. I'm wearing them right now. I don't even have to check it. But here's they're all wearing them. Guys, you're like stuck with what we've got when it comes to appearances. And there are things that can help you feel more confident, though, like makeup. That's what you're into. Or another thing that can help. I think everyone is wearing clothes. For the men out there, that means getting the contoured pouch and ball body from the earpiece. What? The contoured pouch and ball body. That gives you this immunity down your nether regions. You never want to take off the roster. That's not the only great thing you can get from the MeUndies either. They have a lot of different apparel, including loungewear. And everything comes in different prints, styles, and sizes, all made to be flattering and very comfortable. Here's the never be because it's breathable, it's stretchy, it's soft. Don't just take my word for it. Try them out yourself. And if you don't love your first pair of underwear from them, it is on MeUndies. How about that? Good things come in big packages. Get 20% off your first order, plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/Rogan. That's MeUndies.com/Rogan for 20% off, plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside. You can tap the banner or visit this episode's page to learn more. And you can walk in the same spots where they walk. You can see the buildings. It's weird. If you're on Chase Down, yeah, or you just walk on there. the Parthenon is walking. You can walk now. Durham and building that's 2,000 years ago. With like 2,000 years ago. I think 100 effort to do that with the kind of precision that's involved. You're walking around and you see how that stuff is how it lines on it, how massive the columns are, how to hear the symmetric is so smooth and it was not any just you were just getting the cruise and getting artists probably 4 months you will. Yeah. To move those big rocks and springs 100% and fuck knows what the hell were they doing? They did some wild shit back there. When you think about what he did. Oh God, they're missing so much of like 18 years ago. Support the rocks and some kind of this is the best way to move this way, fall and kill a few guys. This is what we figured out over time. Yeah, it's crazy to think about. And I agree with you. I think it was drugs that helped drag my minds up to like the thing. Yeah, it gave them a completely different perspective. Across the notes that they're all going on. Essentially, this offers you the that's why I think mushrooms get lost in depression. It sort of takes all those roots that are created by that connection. Yeah, gives you the perspective. I wonder how much you have certainly different kinds of depression. There's depression, how much of it is just in that race? Because it's not being healthy, it's really not being healthy. It's got to be some of it. Friendships here. Yeah, that's got to be there. And I think trauma, child trauma kind of can I think that especially with use of appreciate coexistence. They have no self-worth. They have no such worth. And they know that the younger music like that, or it's fascinating stuff. But we have neuroplasticity. We can go to therapy. EMR is so popular and it's the only thing I've ever done that sort of works. EMR was invented by Francine Shapiro in the 80s accidentally. She's a psychologist. And that was become sort of the gold standard in trauma treatment, PTSD, like vet hospitals and stuff. But it consists of EEG. It's desensitization and processing. So it involves your eyes in a very specific process. It's crazy. You have your brain. You get into your subconscious state, and then you process the memories. And when you're there, you start having vivid memories. And when you're done, memories go flying in out of nowhere. It was interesting. I was in LA, right? So I had early childhood trauma, and then I had some traumatic things happen in my life. Panic attacks started after I got shot when I was in my 20s. I didn't know what they were back then. Worse, actually, having panic attacks and train. What is happening? I've been dealing with it for like 20 years. And it would go away for periods after great periods, they would come back. And after I had kids, I think I called them. I spoke to you once when you were helpful. After I had kids, it sort of triggered a lot of these feelings that come out of nowhere. Sadness, like looking at my kids, I get sad, I get playing with them, I get sad, I get understand it. And then I'd be in a a hotel room and on the road, and I just started like panicking. What is this? So I was talking to a friend, Tracy Carnazzo. She's a comic anywhere. She's one of these Italian girls. She's got a guy reputation. She's just you ask her anything. She's like, I know somebody. So she asked, she was like, how are you? And I just answered honestly. I was like, I gave her like a paragraph. She's like, it sounds like you feel sick as a kid. She's like, let me get you in touch with this person. EMR. And then I got in touch with this therapist. I started an EMR journey. It's the only thing I've done. And EMR has a beginning, middle, and end. It's not like, it's like addict. It just goes on forever. It's like there to reprocess this trauma. So do you do it in specific words? I do it with Zoom. Yeah. So you do it with someone who guides you through it. Is that how it works? Yeah. And you do it how often? I'm doing it now twice a week. How long is the session? How long do you shut the phone? Sometimes like so, do you feel like the camera is moving around your brain? Yeah, you do. And that's a big part of it is identifying the trauma in the body and how it affects the body. There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. I think his name was Best. He's a psychiatrist. He's responsible for all these trauma centers all over the country. So this guy is doing it to this lady right now. He's going back and forth and some fingers that she's following his fingers. And so she's supposed to be thinking about the traumatic memories. So then he'll take her back to the first phase is like identifying the trauma. So it's a lot of talk therapy. So you kind of, talk a lot, and then the therapist gets the idea of what you need to go back and pick up. Things will come up when you go back. It's not just you can follow the ball, you can hold the buzzers in each hand. It's one stimulating both sides of your brain. What's happening in mental health now is so fascinating because you parallel it with like what happened in medicine. Right? We used to treat the symptom. Right? So someone had a fever, they treated the fever, they didn't know what the cause was. They put cold water or boiling water, whatever they did. And then they found out about viruses and bacteria, so they started treating the cause. Now, in mental health, you're starting to see that revolution because of the advances in neuroscience, where you look at the brain and you can actually see what your heart's responsible for, what trauma shows up in the brain. They just did another recent study. It was a big study about how trauma traumatic memories don't come back as memories. They come back, they play a part of your brain as if it's happening now, which makes sense when you do that because you need to feel that start bugging out there. You can actually see it now in the brain. The brain is processing it as it's happening now. So, converging. From all different advances. It seems to be a place now where trauma is becoming one of the things that they focus on the most. Like early childhood trauma, traumatic events, or obviously that's the specific cause that is bothering those people because they've experienced that. So now they're talking about the trauma. They have ways to treat the trauma. EMR, brain spotting, it's called. Or a whole bunch of these tactics. That's really fascinating. It's really fascinating. You think we could have this kind of podcast yesterday with Joe Biden. It's just fascinating. Like as a kid, where we are intentions from. You are the accumulation of the process of every experience. As much as like the claim autonomy, there's definitely chemical problems. There's definitely just have a genetic effect. Some people have diseases of all sorts of other parts of the body. That's what it is. But you basically just product of experiences, interpretation of those experiences. Lessons. When you contextualize all those experiences, they're all in your head. That's your brain. That's your afterworld. So the world is fucked. Their experiences, what's got that to 2024 January 8th, this result sucks. This result sucks. Like, this is terrible. Like, you guys are out of your fucking mind. You waste your time. You need to live your street. You guys are out of your fucking mind. What do you do? This result sucks. Those people, they could have been in fucking Wyoming. Hard-working ranchers, same could have been like salt of the earth. Fucking Kevin Costner yells, "Don't-looking motherfuckers." Could have been it's just your experiences. It's just what shapes you, what directions do you go in? When you get pushed down, when you get lifted up, what gives you pushes you away? How does this play out? I don't think a lot of people know themselves because they got to do all this work. It's like your brain protects you in so many ways that you're unaware of. Like, they know neuroscience, like, your brain usually, when it's healthy, works in concert. It sends information to different parts of your brain and processes. You got a trauma, you got a mental mechanical problem, whatever it is, it doesn't work well. And in traumatic experiences, your neocortex shuts off, and your limbic turns on, and there's a survival reason for that. So if you're in a moment of fight or flight, you don't want to start reasoning. You don't want to go like you start philosophizing. You just emotion. You take with your survival top brain, so it actually shuts off. So people who have like panic and anxiety, it's hard to reason your way out of it because that part of your brain is shut down. There's more bad things when you put a play beverage and then distraction meditation. One of the side effects of that medication is suicidal ideation.